Oh, 16. And this is the one. This is the one for the meeting, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Nobody's viewing yet, so. TJ, do you see it? Okay. Oh crap! Oh, I got to send another link. Oh, I got to send it. Okay, let me. How do I find the link? Because I got. Okay, because I got the. Oh, YouTube. Okay. Because I got to send it out through the portal as well.
I would just, it'll pop up automatically if you share the actual channel. So I'll just come here.
Okay, copy. Okay, because I got. Let me get this out to the portal.
That way, no matter what changes as far as the videos, it'll always pop up right there.
Oh Lord, I just sent that out too. I got this. Sorry, this is the correct link to the 4 o'clock live. Yeah, this is rough. There we go. And send. Okay, now let me go with the Facebook real quick. Delete. Here is the second live link. Here we go. I'm posting now. Yeah. I'm hoping this works. Okay. Try it now. Did it do it? Brandon, looks like it sent it the whole page. Okay. The live stream recording is not available. It's not working? It's not working?
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's working.
Okay, great. Okay. Hello, I'll start in just a moment. Should be good. No. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm just going to go ahead and start. And if you have any questions, just put it in the comment box, and I'll answer it at the end of this. Okay. I'm doing the same as I did earlier today. So the reason for this meeting is to discuss the 2020 fiscal year financials and the effects of COVID-19 on the homeowners association. So at the beginning of the year, our 2020 budget was I set the budget up so it reflected the cost that we believe would be the operational cost for the building, as well as we at the time had no plans to have any overages from the building. So construction continued over into like February of this year, and originally when we structured the debt to do the building, the pool, and all the improvements, we structured it to make sure that we covered everything and that we had a line of credit to carry us over if we had any issues. Okay, well, this has been a very bad year, I'm sure, for you as well as us. Before I discuss the issues, I'll discuss a banking issue. So, our bank, BB&T, merged with SunTrust. Their association services and stuff joined together, but due to the effects that COVID-19 has had on the financial markets, they made some modifications in the way they deal with their commercial clients as well as loan products. So they went in and made an adjustment, and they pulled our line of credit for our emergency just in case we needed it. Mainly just because credit rules changed, and so it's left us at the end of the year, and we're running extremely tight, and we wanted to discuss this with our members and let you know what our game plan is to get us through the year, and hoping that we can get your assistance with it as well. Okay, so some of the overages that we had that we didn't plan for. In February, near the end of the construction process, we thought that our contractor had covered everything with the city, but the city came back and said that we had a sewer line that was supposed to be connected to the building to the street, but they said it wasn't the right size, and that they were requiring a newer, larger one, which added $8,000 that had to come out of us and not our loan packet, because we did not plan for that or expect that was going to happen. So we had that $8,000 debt. Then we had the issue with a wiring change that the city came back and wanted related to the wiring for the pool, and when we did that, we had to move the fencing and adjust the fencing, and that cost came to $3,000. Another charge that we had to absorb within the budget but didn't plan for. Also, we had the incident in May where someone flushed a plastic female applicator down the toilet and caused an overflow, which ran us about $1,000. In the original planning for the building, I contacted the utilities and anyone I thought that were going to become a standard debt that we're going to have to deal with, utilities and so forth, and I tried to get estimates. So it turns out that they don't know what they're doing, and none of the estimates came out the way they claim. So, for an example, I was told that I should expect, based off the size of the building, the pool, I should expect about $150 a month average for an electric bill. We averaged $300 is what it averaged. Now, we've done cost-cutting measures during the COVID time that everything has been shut down to make sure that we burn as little electricity as possible to cut expenses back. Water's been the same way. The water company expressed to us that it would be around $125 a month. It's actually averaged around $175 to $200 a month. When it comes to the pool maintenance, the cost for maintaining the pool, and we're doing it ourselves, has been a little bit more expensive than we were originally told. Our use has been a lot higher than we originally thought too, which that's not an issue. It's something that we absorbed. Vandalism. We had a vandalism incident in June in the bathrooms that it ran us about $900 to repair that. Also, when COVID got bad, we were, because of all our traffic the building and the area had to be sanitized a few times by professionals, just to make sure that we're protecting you and protecting everyone who's there with you. So all these charges have drastically affected our budget. So we're pretty good about keeping our money as tight as possible. And as always, we've always been transparent if you'd like to see where the money's been going. But we've had overages from landscaping. We've had overages from changes in insurance. We've had overages from water, electricity. Our taxes just recently got adjusted. So all these charges, standardly, we could afford those within our normal budget, but once again, those bigger charges like the sewer line, the electrical, from the construction costs, they put a big dent in the 2020 budget. Which brings me to why we're having this meeting. We had to come up with a way to make sure that the HOA stayed in good shape all the way through December into 2020. Normally, we start our billing process in October. We decided that we'd like to start it now, and we're asking the members, if you're able to, we understand everyone's not going to be able to. If you're able to, if you could pay your 2021 dues early, it would be a great help. Our budget for next year is larger than our budget for this year, so we're able to absorb that this end of the year bills that are going to be due into next year's budget. But we're going to need members to pay early, as many as possible to pay early. I'm going to pay early. Most of the board members are going to pay early, and we're just asking, even if you can't pay your full HOA dues, if you can pay part of your HOA dues, every little bit's going to help us stay in the black through the end of 2020. We did look at doing a one-time assessment, but we don't want to go down that road. And since we knew that our 2021 budget was large enough to where we can absorb this, that's why we're asking for your help. Some other things we're going to be doing to make sure that we don't run into these issues in the future. This first year has been a learning lesson for us on managing real amenities in a neighborhood. So we will be making a few cost-cutting changes, and so next year, when the building reopens, we're figuring that the building will be available for private events again starting in January, and it will no longer be free because the amount of electricity and other utilities that are used during those events can affect the budget, and we're trying to make sure that we have no reason to raise HOA dues in the future. We keep them low. We want to keep them low. So homeowners will, if they book on the site, they'll see now that there's only one booking spot for them, and it'll charge them a $50 fee. The booking times will not change, but that $50 fee will offset the cost of electricity, water, and basic maintenance to the building. Renters, if renters want to use the building for a private event, they'll have a charge of $100 because we do have a little bit more liability related to them. And this right here is for new renters who are not in the neighborhood yet. If you're already a renter in the neighborhood, this part right here will not affect you. In the future, when renters move into Lexington Hills and they would like to use the neighborhood's amenities, there will be a $35 access fee annually for them. But if you're already in the neighborhood and you're renting, there will be no fee for you, and you are grandfathered in. Between the $35 fee from future renters annually and the fees from the use of the private events, we should be able to maintain and keep our HOA fees low. Now, I'm not sure if many of you know this, but we have some of the lowest HOA fees in the valley for any type of neighborhood, especially in a neighborhood where the average house is $190 and above. So at this point, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box. I'll answer them. If you would like to see more detailed records of 2020, contact me or let me know through the chat. I'll get in touch with you. And as I say, we've always kept the books open, and we'll always do that. If there's any questions, please let me know. Now, if you would like to go ahead and pay your HOA dues, if you're able to, if you look in the description section, there's a PayPal button. It says donation, but it's not a donation. If you go through the regular process, we will credit you it'll credit to your account, and we will send out receipts sometime around the first of the week for everyone who does. So if you're able to, even if you're not able to pay the full amount, if you're able to pay half, get on there, pay half. We'll credit your 2021 dues for that, and then we'll send you out a bill with the balance. We're going to also be sending out statements sometime near either tomorrow or Monday digitally. So look for them in your emails. If you pay through our live feed now in the description, then you'll just get a bill stating that you owe $0 for 2021. I believe that's it. I'm going to stay on here for a little while. If anyone has any questions, I'm here to answer your questions. Oh, so while I'm waiting to see if anyone has any questions, I'll give you a little bit more information. Right now with COVID-19, the numbers in Columbus are dropping a little. But there's still a chance for a spike. At this point, we're probably opening up the building for private rentals, as I said earlier, in January. The pool will probably not reopen again until March of next year. Hey, TJ, could you put in there how much you have to be signed into? For some reason, I'm having trouble respond. I'm just going to answer the questions instead of type and answer. The dues are $165. I'm going to respond by talking. I'm having trouble actually typing it in, but I can see what you're typing though. Also, an architectural control note. A lot of the houses, the yards are looking a lot better. We do still have a few. Remember, the season isn't over with. Please make sure you're maintaining your lawn and you're not parking on your lawn. And if you don't want to use the PayPal, but you want to send it in to us, you have two options there. You can mail it to 1589 Lexington Lake Drive. TJ, would you put in our address for the clubhouse? No, it's 1589 Lexington Lake Drive. You can mail it, or you can go by the clubhouse. We have a square mailbox with a secured drop-off. You can drop in the 165. It says 1589 on the side. If you drop your payment in, pull the handle twice, it goes into our lock box. We will send out a receipt relatively quick after, within a couple days after that. Brandon Johnson, is there a fish? Oh yes, so I didn't forget about this on the last one. The dock area, as long as the numbers keep, the fencing guy is coming out to put up the security fence between the pool area, the pool and the entrance in the next week or two. So as long as the numbers keep going down, we should have, you should be able to use the lake area again by September the 7th. So by September the 7th, your key should work to take you down to the lake area. The street lights that need bulb changing, I report them all the time, but if you go on the 311 Columbus online, you can do it from your phone or from your computer, and you can do the online request. All you have to do is put in your address, put the street where the lights are out, and it's going to ask you, there's a little section that says, is this Georgia, is this a utility? And then you'll just open the box up and just put in Georgia Power. They send it automatically to Georgia Power. If I send them in a lot of times, but I do know they put everybody on a list in Columbus. So if there's 100 of them out, what they'll do is, TJ, put in 311 Columbus online. But if there's 100 of them out, they add you to the list at the bottom, and sometimes it takes them 2 to 3 weeks to get out and replace one light. We have 2 on Antietam right at the roundabouts that the lights are constantly going out, always. I think Georgia Power must use the cheapest light bulbs. Oh yeah, so the deadline hasn't changed. We're just asking if you could pay early, but the deadline is still January the 31st of 2021. We're just trying to do this to try to make sure that we keep the HOA in the black and out of the red. And but that is a good question, Pastor Burke. And any other questions? Just keep popping them up. I'm gonna stay on for a little while longer. So let's talk about budget. So this year for the budget, we scheduled in roughly 40. Our total budget was $42,330. Seems like a lot, but by the time you pay mortgage, landscaping, legal fees, electricity, and the final building cost and everything, it doesn't go far. We have some of the lowest homeowners association fees, as I said, in the valley. And we're also one of the few that probably run totally in the black and try our best to stay out of the red. Let's see. Anything else? And once again, that video at the bottom in the description section, you'll find that PayPal button. And it says donation, but it's not a donation. Your HOA dues will get credit. As I say, whether you pay the full amount or partial, we will send you a statement reflecting either or. Other things in the neighborhood, income that we're still missing for the year. Now, when it comes to collecting fees, I can't thank you all enough. This has been the best collection year. Every year gets better. I've only got one outstanding bill, and that's related to someone passing. When it comes to, we are still expecting roughly $1,000 in initiation fees from new homeowners. We're also expecting, I'm still expecting around $25,000 to $3,000 in new builds if they happen. Some of you have noticed the street has been completed, but it seems like the homes have stopped being built. There's a few factors that are playing into that. The price of building materials is going up, and also there's also some permitting issues that are going on that the builder's working through. So the building will start back up on that street soon. It's just going to it's just slow. Also, it's been brought up by one of the board members and some of the other neighbors related to the runoff into the lake. So we have sent the EPA a letter as required. We sent it to Washington and we sent it to the EPA office here in Georgia. They have been investigating, and they are checking into into what needs to be done. I know there was. I know the last time I heard, I was told that there was some clogged drains again, and that was partially the reason why we're getting the runoff. Give me 1 second. I see a couple questions. Will they be putting a street on the on the other side that is not put in? Yes. Yes, Pastor Berg, they will be doing that as soon as you start seeing houses being built on. I think that is Legion. As soon as you start seeing houses being built on Legion, they're going to start the process of filling in the retaining ponds that are on the backside of Antietam, and then that street will be built. They're actually behind on that because the last time I spoke to someone, I was under the impression both those streets had already been done, and half the houses would have been on Legion. But once again, with the price, there's been changes in interest rates, as well as, even though they're still low, there's also building materials are at an all-time high. The next question from Brandon Johnson: I think our HOA fees is included into our mortgage, no, there are no HOA fees included in anyone's mortgage. What they do is when you initially buy your house, they send us the initial money, but most banks don't like to pay HOA fees directly. And I see all the checks, so I'm definitely sure we don't get any. Only that initial one. During the bill that you get from us, you're supposed to pay that directly. And I got the next question is from Sweet Pea Love. There needs to be a new neighborhood watch signs. They have faded out. We will add that, but I'm asking you. You're going to probably have to give us till January to put them out. I request them from the city, but we do have to pay a certain amount, and with the budget being so tight, I will make sure they get out in January, though. I will write it down on my list for that. Yes, another street will be. Okay. Thank you, Miss Johnson. Where do we? Okay, down below, if you want to pay them online, we will be adding in some additional methods to pay online over the next couple of days. But right now, if you want to pay online, you can go to the description in this video. There's a link. It says PayPal donation. It's not a donation. When you put your information in, it's going to send it to us with your name attached, and we will give your account credit, and we will outside of PayPal giving you a confirmation, we will send you out an email with your receipt, our paid statement. Also, if you would like to pay by check, if you look up in the feed, you'll see the address, but I'll give it to you again: 1589 Lexington Lake Drive, Columbus, Georgia 31907. That is the HOA's mailbox, and at the clubhouse. If you want to drop it by, all you need to do is go to in front of the clubhouse. We have a large square, a large square safe box. It's a mailbox. You drop in your payment, pull the handle twice. On the outside of it, it says 1589. If you're looking at our building, it's to the left. Okay, let's see. Did you? I did. I'm gonna be honest. This last month has been really, really rough. So I haven't had a chance to respond back. But I do thank you for the letter. but I will respond back to it soon. Between work, all the stuff going on with HOA and COVID-19, I've been slammed. Okay, let's see. In the description, when will there be a neighborhood yards? I wouldn't expect a neighborhood yard sale until probably, I'm going to say April of next year. I'm going to say March, April next year, mainly because, I mean, they're talking vaccination in December. And the way we want to do the sale this year versus how we've done it before is we want to have it where the building is opened up and everybody's there. And we do it on the HOA's property surrounding that open area. That way, instead of people looking from street to street to find a house, they centralize right there and they can find everybody's stuff. It should improve sales and help you get rid of a lot more stuff. And as always, when we do those, we will put the advertising out like we always have, and we'll have a social media person on there the day of, making sure people see what's out there and let them know it's still going on. In the past, that's worked out well. Okay, so I'm reading down a little bit further. When will there? Okay, right now with COVID-19. Thank you. That is our secretary, Michelle Williams. She's posted. Okay. Also, I just want to let y'all know, I mean, our board is a volunteer board. A lot of HOAs don't have volunteer boards, and we've got a wonderful board. I mean, this has been a little bit of a crisis for us. When this all started falling, all the cards started falling down about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Everyone worked well together. We brainstormed. We came up with what needed to be done to make sure that we add no undue burden to the neighbors in this tough time. But we have a wonderful board. Michelle Williams, I mean, she still takes time to help her neighborhood out and sell real estate. I got Daniel Richards. He's our treasurer, and he works on Fort Benning. Still finds time. And then there's Mr. Hodge, our school teacher, DJ, but still finds time, and he's always available in the community. And then there's me. I'm a commissioner in the Department of Corrections. I do this. I've got a handful of other things going on, but I just want to let you know I appreciate our board, and I hope you realize that your board really does care about you. I'm going to stay on just a little bit longer. Oh, and I brought this up in another video, and I think I forgot to. The portal gets very little use. I mean, I'm the biggest user of the portal, and the stuff that's done on the portal, I can do by email and mass text. So I'm starting probably no later than Monday of this coming up week. The portal will shut down permanently, and but all the data's been pulled off of it, and we're going to use that to send out mass emails and mass text when needed. That way we can still keep the communication open. And of course, we also have Facebook, and everyone's got my phone number. So you'll always be able to reach your homeowners association. And but it's just another way to cut costs. There's no reason of spending money on something that you, the member, aren't getting any real good use out of. Has there been any crime reports? Last crime report that I got for neighborhood, the crime was at 0.03, and that was related to a car hitting a mailbox on Antietam Drive. and because the police were called, it was put down as a crime. Outside of that, car break-ins have been down. We haven't had any kids going around pulling car doors, at least none that's been reported or showed up on any police reports in, I want to say, 6 months. But the neighborhood hasn't had a break-in in a house invasion or burglary in well over 3 years. Our only other crime, which doesn't count in these reports, is you get your domestic violence, which, I mean, you get a little domestic violence in every neighborhood, and that doesn't count as something against the neighborhood. That's a household thing. And then let's see. Now, I've got another thing related to architecture control. Another thing, architecture control. If you see someone throwing trash on the side of the road, could you please, if you know them, or please tell anyone that you have visiting you come to the neighborhood, please don't throw trash, especially between the roundabouts. That's like it's like the dumping spot for every McDonald's bag and dirty diaper that comes through. I have it's either me or somebody else goes out there, and every so often, and occasionally Mr. Willie, and we can pull 2 or 3 big bags of trash from out of that little section. So please tell your friends and family, if you're coming through the neighborhood, don't throw trash out the windows. It makes the neighborhood look bad, and it does sometimes run up expense. Let me go down the list. Yes, there's still some camera, but most of the working cameras now, if anything's caught, it seems to be caught by everybody's doorbell cameras. I mean, I didn't know doorbell cameras were that good until this last year. Every salesperson, everybody just ringing doorbells. You guys put up at least a good 25 videos this year. All right, and then not counting the stuff that I get in my messenger. Let's see. Can someone cut grass around the roundabouts to prevent? Yes. Normally the city is supposed to be responsible for that, but I've just about given up on the city on doing their job. I try to get. I normally have somebody go out there, but I will get somebody out there. I just had my nephew who, since he's staying with me, I'm getting some free labor. He's cutting the grass for the signs and stuff. I'll get him out there to cut between the roundabouts in the next few days. Especially since I know, Miss Gates, you are working out all the time. I get tired of watching people work out. I'm sitting there drinking my Mountain Dew, watching y'all work out, and I feel bad. So could y'all please stop working out? Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay, let me catch up on that. Okay, let's see. The city is. Okay. Now, I know a lot of you in the neighborhood know a lot of people. Now, if I'm always calling Councilman Huff and some other city officials, if you happen to know any of them, and you're having a casual conversation with them, would you kind of bring up, I wish the city would keep up with their grass cutting responsibilities, because in my neighborhood where they're supposed to be cutting between the roundabouts, they're not. because that property between the roundabouts, one side belongs to the state, the other side belongs to the county, but neither one of them maintain it. One second. Okay, so in a few minutes, I'm going to get off here, and then what I will do is that this video will be shared over to the Facebook page, and I'll put a link in the portal since we have it for a few more days, and that way it can as many neighbors as possible. Some people can't always catch a live. There will be another live video tomorrow at 4 o'clock. After that, you should start seeing digital bills start popping into your mailbox. If you paid, it'll show 0. And I can't tell y'all, it's the response is. I'm enjoying the response, and thank y'all for any help. If there's not any more questions, I'm going to end the stream.